Enes Naini with another video, now with how to draw the human head in any angle. But first, I would like to say that this video is a part of a playlist about the human figure in perspective. But I made another playlist about introduction to perspective. Many of the contents and techniques that will be applied on this video have already been covered on the playlist about introduction to perspective. So I recommend you to go and watch the playlist to have a better foundation about this topic and how to draw things in perspective. And on the video description will be the link for my Instagram and my Discord server. Going straight to the point of the video, I believe that many of you have already watched a video about how to draw the human head. Summarizing, that kind of video like this. First draw sphere, then draw the center line and draw these lines. This method really works. They teach you how to draw a specific head in a specific angle. The problem of this type of tutorials is that they give you a simplified version. As a beginner, will be happy because we'll know how to draw the head. But when it comes to, okay, let me try to draw another head. Let me try to turn this head, draw a different angle, or change something. In this point, the problem starts because you know how to draw the head in a specific angle, but you don't have the foundation, you don't have the theoretical part, you are not understanding the principles and the foundations of the head because you received a simplified version. What I'm trying to say is that you have to think in 3D because just drawing a flat 2D head will not help you with different poses, different head types, and different angles. You have to think in three-dimensional space. So I used 3 books to learn how to draw the human head in perspective. The first one was the book of Andrew Loomis. It's a very famous book with a very famous method, and I think that is the base of all the methods that I know and I learned. But on the other hand, we have the Riley method. It's like a modification of a Loomis method with more things, but you can combine the Loomis and the Riley method to achieve a better thing. Or yeah, if you combine, you will have a good result or achieve a good result. The first book was Framed Perspective 2, made by Marcos Mateus Mestre. In this book, not literally making a tutorial like how to draw the head, but he covers several topics and several things that will help you to understand how to work with the human head in perspective. The third one was the book Design Your Own Anime and Manga Character, made by T.B. Choi. This one was the book that I literally used more because TB simplifies the human skull and human head in a way that I like. So I merged all the contents of Loomis, Marcos Mateus Mestre, and TB to like build my way to draw the head. The thing that these 3 books have in common is that they teach you to think in 3D, look at the human head as an object in a 3-dimensional space. The logic that they use is that all the things that we see, all the things that we know, can be simplified in a cube. Like you can put the objects in a cube in perspective, because on a cube you have a top view, a bottom view, you have the front view, the back view, and the side views. So we can see literally how it behaves in perspective with different planes and different points of view. The other point is that a cube can be rotated in perspective. We can literally use a ellipse as a guide to find the rotation axis to be able to rotate objects inside the cube in perspective. And we know that the human head can also turn. So we can use the cube rotating to place our head, so we'll be able to rotate our head in perspective too. So this was the theoretical part. I was trying to explain the foundations, so now we can advance. So we will start with a front view. Looking at something on front view means that we are dealing with one point perspective. So we'll need to use one vanishing point to be able to place our cube in perspective. After drawing it, we'll need to draw a sphere inside our cube. Normally the sphere is placed on the top half of our cube in perspective, and the bottom half will remain to place the jaw. The sphere normally represents the upper part of the human skull. The next step is to literally divide our cube in 3 equal thirds, because with the 3 equal thirds we'll create landmarks to be able to place the facial features. We'll be able to map the hairline, the eyebrows, the bottom of the nose, and the bottom of the jaw. And we can also draw a center line. The idea now is to simplify the human head planes, because we don't need to draw a complex thing, but we need a better understanding of the planes that make part of our head. So I start counting from the top to the bottom. So I'm taking the second line, and that line is the eyebrow line. From that, I start to map my geometric shape, creating the space that will be placed later the eye. Apart from that, I start to draw the lines that connect to the jaw, and I also connect the lines that goes to the hairline. Now we just need to draw the jawline, connect to the sides of the sphere, and connect to the hairline, and finally draw the top part of the head. We simplify the human head with few lines. We are able to see the front planes, the top, and the side planes. So we can also do this in another angle. For that, we'll use a 3-quarter view. In this type of view, we use 2 points of perspective. So we have to deal with 2 vanishing points, because we are seeing 2 sides of our cube in perspective. I started sketching the cube in a 2 points perspective. Like on the previous example, I also drew a sphere on the top part of our cube inside it. Then I divided the cube in 3 equal thirds, and starting from the eyebrow line, I draw the shape of the eye socket, and for them I draw the lines that go to the jaw and other lines that go to the hairline. In this type of view, we can see more of the side view. So we have to think how the skull works in a side view to be able to draw correctly in perspective. You can see that I literally drew the skull, and I also added the jawline. The jawline have an inclination, it's not like a straight line. We also have here the side view. I literally don't like to work with side views, but I know that it's important to learn how to draw it to be able to draw correctly in perspective. The human head will not always be in a neutral angle. We have to learn how to draw it from the bottom or from the top view. We'll start from a view from the bottom of the human head. First, I will start drawing my cube in perspective. And here we are seeing from the bottom, so the things that are more farther away from the camera will be short than the things that are more near to the camera. Next, I drew the sphere inside the cube, and I started mapping the eye socket. I always start mapping the eye socket because it turned easier to find the other landmarks. From there, I started drawing the lines that go to the jawline, but now we are seeing the jaw from the bottom view. So now we have to think how to draw the jaw in this type of view, because it changed drastically. And we have also to think about the tilt of the jawline and the way that it connects to the hairline and the other parts of the head. And I also drew the neck like a base mapping to make more sense to this type of view. But I will cover how to connect the head to the neck on another video. I prefer to separate in different videos because it will be a long video if I merged all in this one. And we can also see that I literally changed some things to be more accurate in perspective. We have here another bottom view, but now in a 3-quarter. So I started drawing our cube in perspective, then I placed the sphere inside the cube, and I divided the cube in 3 equal thirds, and I did like previously, starting from the eye, I drew lines that goes to the jawline and the hairline, and now we have to think about the tilt that the jawline have in perspective, looking for this view and how it connects to the back part of the skull. And I also drew the neck to make more sense in perspective. We have here a top view, and I started drawing the cube in perspective. I placed the sphere and I made the divisions 3 equal thirds, and I did the mapping, the eye socket, because I wanted to show you that you can literally draw in a different way, regardless the art style that you are using or used to draw. We also have another top view, and I started drawing a cube in perspective. I placed our sphere inside it, and I made the division in 3 equal thirds. This time I mapped the eye socket, and I drew the lines that go to the jaw and the hairline, and I connect to the back of the skull. And I literally drew the tilt of the jaw that connects to the back of the skull. I leave it the mapping lines because I wanted to show you that we have mapped a lot of planes. We have the plane of the top of the head, the forehead, the eye socket, the jawline, and the side view. We have all the planes mapped with this type of technique that I'm using. And we have here examples, like the way that I use this method on my personal works. I normally start drawing the sphere because I already have the knowledge of the cube in perspective, so I can simplify and skip this step. And like previously, I start making the 3 equal thirds. I map the eye socket, I draw the jawline and the hairline. The next step is just to draw the facial features, draw the eye, the nose, the mouth, the ears, and the hair. So with few lines, we literally have planes, we have the views to place the same figure in different positions and perspective. This drawing was in a semi-realistic style, but we can also apply these in different ways. Like we can draw these on anime style if you want. Here we have a drawing that I was doing in anime style. I started like previously. I started drawing the sphere. I made the thirds division. I mapped the eye socket. I drew the lines that go to the jaw and to the hairline, and I mapped the skull. So you can see that I did the same thing, but now for a different style, showing that you can literally use the same logic but applying to your own style. And I did animations in the beginning of the video to show you how it behaves in perspective, thinking the head in a three-dimensional space. I hope this video helped you, showing you how to draw the head in any angle and applying the same logic to your own style or improving the knowledge that you already have. On future videos, I will show how I draw the facial features, but I prefer to separate in different videos to be able to explain in a more proper way and with more time. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with friends that also draws. On the video description, we have the link to my Instagram and the Discord server. Thank you for watching the video until now. Until the next one, bye bye.